Hey there, cleaning family. It's Carolyn Arolano, your cleaning business mentor. And in today's YouTube video, I am going to be answering some personal questions that you guys have given us on my channels. So be sure to stick around for the entire video. All right, YouTube family, you guys have asked me some personal questions and I am going to be answering them. Now, this is the first time I have seen any of these questions, and let's get right into it. So this question came from Instagram from Ashley Fiesta, who has a cleaning company, I believe in Colorado. And she asked me, what was the hardest personality trait you had to work on to be successful? Wow. What was the hardest personality trait that you had to work on to be successful? That is such a good question. There's a few of them, so I will name a few of them. I would say the first personality trait that I had to work on was my limiting beliefs. So I did not believe ever in life that I was capable of doing anything great. Starting a business, just nothing, to be honest. So that was number one. I definitely had to get rid of my limiting beliefs, and I had to work on my positive mental attitude, right? Believing in myself, even thinking that I could achieve my goals. And I was able to do that with listening to a lot of audiobooks, reading a lot of books. I still currently am listening to audiobooks that are helping me. I'm currently listening to how to be successful through a positive mental attitude, and I'll be happy to link my audio and my paper book list for you guys in the description of this video. But yeah, so that was definitely the self-limiting beliefs. And then another personality trait was always being accessible to people. So kind of like having to stop partying and hanging out with people and really just locking in my time, right? So no more free time, getting into the habit of being disciplined and locking in to do what I say that I'm going to do. So great question, Ashley. Thank you so much. And again, this is something that I work with daily. There are always traits that I find within myself that I want to change. For this year, 2025, a personality trait that I definitely need to change and work on is patience, especially when it comes to those that are trying to give me good advice. I am very impatient, and sometimes I'm not receptive to the advice that I'm being given, when in reality it's amazing advice. Now, the next question, I believe this is from YouTube. This is from Jack L. Kim. And it says, what brings you strength to succeed and push yourself beyond your comfort? This is a really good question. What brings you strength to succeed and push yourself beyond your comfort? So for me, I'll be honest with you, what gives me the strength to succeed and pushes me forward are my children, because I cannot fail them any more than I have in life. I want to give them the life that they deserve, the life that I wish I had growing up. And if it were not for them, I probably wouldn't be here today. That might be a little bit too raw or real for you guys, but I used to struggle with my mental health. I still kind of do, and they are the reason why I'm still here. They're the reason why I choose to overcome my adversities. And also, if I didn't have my kids, I think that I would also possibly find someone else to kind of push forward through, right? It could probably be like my mom or my nieces or my nephews, but I do ultimately feel very responsible, for taking care of my children and making sure that they have all the tools that they need, because one day I won't be here. Also, second from my children, I will say that I kind of get strength in the fact that I just keep telling myself that I have to succeed. I have to be better. I have to be this better person. I have to make an impact on people's lives. And that's another reason, right? My community now is another reason why I push through and I keep making videos, even though the views aren't what I want them to be, or maybe I'm not having, a good month or something. You guys are also another reason why I find the strength to succeed and push myself, because, and maybe this is the answer. Now I'm having like an epiphany, because ultimately I know that my life is not just for me to live, right? Like, I wasn't put here on this earth to be a selfish person and only worry about Carol. So although I do have my children and they're my number one reason, I imagine that if they never were to have existed, I am here to help other people. I am here to tell other people that they can make it, and whatever it is that they're going through. So I kind of find that strength within myself because I know that there are people counting on me. There's thousands of you that I'll never get to meet in person one day, but maybe something in one of my videos will touch you in some way. And, that's been proven by the wonderful comments that you guys send me, the emails that I get in the middle of the night, the voice notes, the messages on Instagram, the anonymous notes of you guys telling me how much I've impacted your life. So, not trying to cry, but that's how I really do find the strength to succeed, because I know that this life is not just about me. There's so many people that I could help and that I need to be here for, and that I haven't even met yet. So this next question is actually from one of my mentees, Gus the CEO. This came from Instagram, and he asks, on days when you feel burnt out, what helps keep you going? On days when you feel burnt out, what helps keep you going? This isn't probably the answer that you guys are looking for, but what keeps me going is the fact that my bills keep having to be paid, right? I hate that. I hate being an adult because we always have bills to be paid. And that's honestly what keeps me going. So just like in the cleaning business, with my mentoring business, and any kind of work that you're doing, right, that's bringing you in an income, if you slow down, you're not going to get paid. Right? So if you have a full-time job and you don't go to work, you're not going to get paid, right? Well, when you're a business owner and your sole business is based on bringing in new clients, right? Which is just like you guys do in the cleaning business, I do in the cleaning business, but even my mentoring business, the days that I don't feel like filming, the days that I don't feel like going live, what keeps me going is the fact that I need to have that steady stream of income, right? Once we start marketing, business starts to slow down, and then bills don't get paid. So what keeps me going is the fact of the matter that I have to continue to pay my bills, and I don't want to fall behind. And I know for a fact that once I slow down, whether it's my cleaning business or mentoring business, I see the dip, okay? And I know you guys also see and feel that dip. So that's really what keeps me going, is the fact that I have to keep paying bills and that I cannot allow myself to fail. So the next question also came from Instagram, and the question is from Latasha Starr, and she asks, how do you manage spending quality time with your daughters? This is a really, really good question. Thank you, Latasha, for this question. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I first started my business 6 years ago, I wasn't managing spending quality time with my kids well at all, or for the rest of my family for that matter. I was 1,000% consumed by my business. I eat, sleep, and breathe my cleaning business because at that time in my life, I was struggling financially and I had to make a meets end. And of course, the business was taking off right away, and I knew I had something working. The momentum was there. It was something like I had never felt before. I was achieving something, right? So, and I also knew at that time that I had to do business, Mrs. So in the beginning, I didn't manage my time very well. However, I am happy that I did what I did, because at that moment in time, feeding my kids was more important than getting to hang out with them. Now, of course, that changed right away once I started to, bring in money, catch up with my bills. I had like a sustainable business running, coming in. I had a little bit more time to spend with my kids. However, that doesn't mean that we manage it well. There are millionaires that work all the time. My father works 6 days a week. So, my mentors works 18-hour days. So at every stage in business, like, we're always going to be busy. We're always going to be met with a new level of issues and problems and things to learn. So we still do have to make time for our family. Now, one way that I'm currently doing that in my life is I am actually incorporating my children into my business so much more. So on the other side of this camera, you guys can't see her, but there is my beautiful oldest daughter, Sabrina. She is 21 years old, and I do feel like I owe her a lot of my time, right? For various reasons, not just with the business, but all I can do now is try to spend as much time as possible. So how do I do that? I've given her a full-time job. Okay. She's my social media manager. She's a lot of things. She's a house manager, but she's on my payroll. She has a full-time job with me. Now she kind of gets to spend a little bit too much time with me, but she also, as she grows older, she understands like, oh, okay, maybe those couple of years mom wasn't there, but now I kind of get what she was doing. So I incorporate her more into my days. My youngest child, who's still in high school, Samantha, same idea. I actually pulled her out of school a lot this school year, which I know a lot of people in the comments might not appreciate, but she is in her last year of high school, and I know that nothing that she's learning in that school is going to change her life whatsoever. Samantha is going to be an entrepreneur, but even if she did want to go to college and be something, I was still going to pull her out of school this year. And I say that meaning every business trip that I took in 2024, it's 2025 now, by the way, but in 2024, I took them on as many business trips as I could. So if I was going for a seminar that I was speaking at, or maybe not even speaking at, just attending, they were there with me. Every opportunity that I could, they were there with me. So that's one way that I do spend more time with my kids, is that I incorporate them into my business more. So Sabrina does have that full-time job, and Samantha works for me part-time. So, and that could be like a various different things, right? I still support her fully. She's enjoying her last year being a kid, but I will ask her to come into the office, organize stuff, do things, maybe help us film, do photo shoots, and I will pay her an hourly rate of about $15 an hour. Something else that I do, because not all of us can incorporate our kids into our businesses, is that I do actually make time, right? I used to be the kind of person, and I'm not going to say that I do this every day, but I used to be the kind of person that would work from, 9 to 5, come home, eat dinner, and then get back on the computer from 7 to 12. Well, now I kind of stop all work at about 9:30, 10 p.m. I try to shoot for 9. And the reason why is because my kids like to watch our shows together. So we've been finding shows in common that we like on Netflix, and that's kind of been our way of bonding during the week, right? So at 9:30, mom's computer gets shut off. She's done with meetings, because I do work with people all over the world. So unfortunately, some nights I am working late. And we watch our shows, that 30 minutes to an hour on the couch before we all head to our beds, is a form of bonding for us. And then, of course, anytime that I feel like we haven't, had an opportunity to enjoy the fruits of all of our labor, really, I'll take them on dinner dates, right? And I'll take them on lunch dates, and I'll take them to the city, Manhattan. We're right in Staten Island, right? And I like to show them that, this is what the hard work actually can provide for us. So that's that question. Now, the next question is from Instagram, from Vasily, who I met in person. She's amazing, has a beautiful daughter. Her question is, what's a personal habit or routine that keeps you motivated? So a personal habit or routine that keeps me motivated, I wouldn't say that I have one, to be honest, that keeps me motivated all the time. But what does help motivate me, so I guess I kind of do have a habit or a routine, is, like I mentioned, listening to self-help audios, and then also saying positive affirmations. It really does work. If you keep telling yourself something positive, you're going to convince yourself of it. If you continue to tell yourself negative thoughts and ideas, you're going to convince yourself of it, right? So I will say to myself in the mirror, hi, my name is Carolyn. I am the first billionaire in my family. Hi, my name is Carolyn. I am the first billionaire in my family, breaker of chains. Hi, my name is Carolyn. I am the first billionaire in my family, breaker of chains, award-winning author. And I talk to myself like that. And even money loves me. Money is attracted to me. When I'm having a rough time, saying, God will provide, things will be okay. So all of that positive self-talk actually does kind of help motivate me in a sense. And then we have another question from Vasily. What's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self? Ugh. Okay. And I didn't mean to read out like that. I'm trying not to get emotional. So one piece of advice that I would give my younger self is that I would have to say, no matter what situation that you're currently in, no matter how bad things seem or actually are, no matter how bad you want to give up, and no matter how much you don't see a future for yourself, that is not the truth, right? Things will get better. Things are not permanent, and neither are life situations. So that's definitely one piece of advice I would give my older self, is to try to see past tomorrow. There is, a brighter road at the end of all of it. We just got to get through it. So the next question I have from Vane, VANE_Davy, is what is your daily routine? So girl, I'll be honest with you, I don't have an exact daily routine because each day is different, and I'm so blessed to even be able to say that. But typically I do try to come into my office Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. Does it ever really work out like that? No, I'm usually here 3 or 4 days, but I try to be here 5 days because I get the most work done in my office. The days that I work from home, I am busy with eating stuff I shouldn't be eating, walking my dog, taking smoke breaks, and doing just a bunch of stuff. But ideally, what my routine right now currently looks like is that I wake up at 6 o'clock every morning. I take care of my dog, which sounds silly, but I make my coffee, I do my skincare, brush my teeth, feed my dog, walk my dog, bring him back up the steps, and then start telling my kids to get up and get ready. I get ready to come to the office. I usually don't do my makeup at home. I do it here at the office before I film. If I don't have to film, I don't wear makeup. And I'll be wearing like sweatpants and whatnot. And then depending on what my schedule is like. So I do leave Mondays and Fridays for filming. I try not to take any coaching calls. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I lock in to take all of my mentoring calls. I have a number of people that are signed up in my program. I actually speak on the phone a lot. Some days I lose my voice. But I do leave that for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I try to film on Wednesdays and Fridays. And then during the weekend, if we don't have anything planned, I'm usually, working from home, my home office, because I really don't, I don't have the weekends to party. I'm always working, but I also, do give myself a little bit of time. But that's kind of what my daily routine is like. And then, I'm filming, I'm recording, I'm responding to comments, but I do use a calendar on Microsoft Teams that both of my assistants use, that my daughter has access to, that my younger daughter has access to, that my mentees have access to. So everybody knows when I'm busy, and I'm always putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. Another question is, how much were you spending on mentors and coaching in the beginning? So it all really depends. And that's a question from Jelena Garcia. I've spent thousands of dollars on coaches and mentors, especially in the beginning. And I still do. You guys see me at seminars that I'm not speaking at. Like, that's me paying to be there, to learn, to grow. So I would say, as far as mentors go in the beginning, thousands of dollars. And I don't regret it at all, because all of the information that I have gathered from my mentors, past, present, and future, I have been able to apply within my business. I am the kind of person that if I am going to commit to something and I'm going to pay for something, I'm going to complete it, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, right? I am like an all in or nothing kind of girl. So any money that I've ever invested into mentorship, into online learning, into courses, how to clean carpets, how to clean crime scenes, all of those things that I have invested to early on, I don't regret it at all. I've also had to take out business loans. So I've used money, on credit cards, on business loans, to take flights, to go to seminars, to book calls, and I have never once regretted it at all. And now for our final question, actually it's not our final question, our second to final question, also from Jelena Garcia, is how many books were you reading a month? So I try to read a physical book at least one a month. Now, the reason behind that is because most of the books that I'm taking in are through audio. Okay, so I do a lot of audiobooks because I have time to listen to audiobooks. In the shower, audiobook. Car ride, audiobook. While I'm working on an administrative task, audiobook. And I will listen to these audiobooks on repeat. They're in my library. And I also like to get a physical copy because I do like to read sometimes on paperback. So in total, I would say at least 3 to 4 new books a month. 3 to 4, okay? 3 being the minimum, because I need new information and I need to share new information with you guys as well. And then our final question to wrap up this Q&A is from Vaseli. How do you balance work and personal life? So I don't know if there's ever really a balance. I will be honest with you guys. I do feel like my life is mostly work And I don't say that like in a negative way at all. I'm actually quite happy and I feel fulfilled. But my life really does revolve around my work. I love to help people. I love to coach people. I love to mentor people. I enjoy employing people to work for my cleaning business, so for me, and also, you guys, if you don't know, I am like a single parent. I am the provider for everyone in my family, immediate family. So for me, like working is an outlet of mine. I enjoy creating. I enjoy making money, of course, but mostly like back to the creating and helping. Like I like that my ideas become a reality. Like my mind is always on work mode. So I wouldn't say that I have a complete balance, but I have my assistant and I have my daughters and I have them, they help me kind of schedule out my days, as I mentioned. So that's kind of where I have that balance. I cut off my certain times when I'm done working. I schedule dates with my kids. Some of them are random, some of them are not. If I know that like we're all home one weekend, unless I have something that needs to get done that weekend, like this weekend coming up, I have to work on these 2 really big projects that I need to finish by Monday. I'm going to do that, right? At some point, I will take them out to dinner, of course. Maybe we'll go see a movie, but that's kind of how I do my work-life balance. Also, I am in a relationship. My boyfriend is also an entrepreneur. We've been together for almost going on 6 years now, which is crazy. But it is an awesome relationship that I've had for 6 years. He's an entrepreneur. He's always working. There will be days that go by that we don't get to see each other. We're always speaking, but there's a mutual respect for each other's businesses. So I think that's like another balance that I have. I finally feel like I am like girl bossing how I should be, right? Like I am who I am, which is the, provider of my family. I am my independent self, and my boyfriend and my children embrace that. They allow me to be in my masculinity, if that's how you want to call it. But at the same time, they check me when I need to stop and make time for them, right? My boyfriend will be like, hey, look, we haven't went on a date this long. Like, can we please? And we'll make it work. And my kids, the same thing. If they need me to stop talking, if they need me to stop being on the phone for them, I'll definitely do that. But you definitely need to make sure that you guys do have time to do the things that you love, to do the things that you enjoy, to spend time with your loved ones. And of course, get up and get outside. That's my biggest thing, especially for those that work from home. You need to get up. You need to go ground yourself. Go touch the floor. Take your shoes off. Go breathe the air. Go thank the higher beings that are for everything that you have, right? Because there are people that have less fortunate situations. But that is a wrap up for this Q&A session. I hope I didn't ramble on too much for you guys. Let me know if you guys like this form of content, because again, I'm trying to give you all different forms of content, not to bore you guys. Thank you guys again for everybody that participated in asking these questions. I love you all, and I will see you on the next YouTube video.